So guys, recently Huda launched a bunch of new products, which includes her Naughty Nudes eyeshadow palette. I am so excited to play with them all today and test them out to see if they're up to her usual standards. And this palette has quite an interesting backstory to it. I will link it down below, where she made it very personal to her, and she had a really interesting story behind it. Very touching and very, very personal that a lot of people, I believe, can connect with. The other thing she brought out recently, skin products, which includes a new primer. It's more like a water jelly based serum primer, and her new stick foundation. I got it in the shade 400G Macchiato. I have to say I am really impressed with the shade range of the foundation. She expanded it even more than her original liquid foundation, and I'm really excited to try it. So let's get started. I would like to start with the eyes first. But before we continue, I would like to wish everyone happy Diwali. Today is Diwali Day, so I'm taking you guys along with me for a wear test as well as a little mini vlog as to how I'll be spending my first Diwali as a married woman with my husband, spending it with friends, and I'm really super excited. Diwali is one of my favorite religious holidays. I'll begin by priming my eyes, of course, using my P. Louise base because it's my favorite. So with regards to packaging, it seems that minimalistic packaging is the thing right now, because much like the Asita palette, if you guys did not see my review on that, I will link it down below. This is very minimalistic uni cotton, so it's pretty much see-through with just a hint of the color of the inside palette. And here comes the grand reveal. Oh my god, you guys, the Naughty Nudes palette. I'm so excited to try it. I really want to like it, so I'm hoping it lives up to the standards. And just so you know, this writing here that says Naughty, this is Huda's handwriting, and that was her way of personalizing it. Those of you who usually buy her products know that she always puts her eyes on the products on the front of her palettes, but this time, for the larger ones especially, she does that. But this time, she went with her handwriting instead. And here comes the inside. Oh my god. And of course, there's her logo, Huda Beauty, on the mirror. There's some plastic on the mirror to protect it. And here are the colors. Well, I just don't know where to start. I'm so excited. I'm thinking here I'll be going in with the first color as... First of all, let me get the brush I want to use. Got it. My Madame Mirage small crease blending brush. I'll be dipping into this color here, Untamed, and bringing it into my outer V. First of all, by pressing it. And I mean, this first color, y'all, it is creamy. Creamy, 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 and buttery. It's going on like a dream, and the pigment is there. Oh my god, I love it. And if you can zoom in, you can actually see there's no patchiness at all from this color. And grabbing my Morphe JS6 brush, I'll be going in with the color Arouse to blend that out. And just using soft scratching motions to the top. Just a little note to let you guys know, Huda actually brought out brushes along with this launch, but I haven't gotten them as yet. And once I get them, of course, I will review them at that time, but I wasn't able to get them this time. I'm just going back in with the color Untamed to bring it a little more into the crease. I'm taking that same Morphe brush and dipping back into Arouse to blend out the top a little more. And you guys, I literally am barely dipping my brush into these colors and I'm getting this type of payoff. It is amazing so far. These are the mattes, but I'll be playing, of course, with the other formulas so we can know how they all perform. I'm thinking next to go in with the color based on the lehenga I'll be wearing today. I'm thinking the color, I'm trying to decide between Irresistible and Shameless. I think I'll go with Irresistible. Oh, grabbing one of my fat packer brushes, I'll be going into this color here, Irresistible, down here. But of course, first spraying the brush, because I always spray when I'm dipping into a shimmer. So I want to give this palette the same chance like any other palette to perform for me. So as much as I kind of like this color, the unfortunate thing is in shipping, that particular color, Irresistible, cracked a little bit in my palette. Oh my god. I'm living for it so far. Now this time I'm not doing any swiping motions, I'm just pressing and packing. And if you guys happen to notice my super dry knuckles, I apologize, but just like you and everyone else in the world right now, I have to be washing my hands and sanitizing way more than usual. And even though I've been trying to moisturize, it's still been hella dry. And to blend the outer V with this shimmer, I will be just pressing and packing back and forth. So just padding motions, no side to side swiping motions. The next color I just can't resist, but I have to go in with a rose gold. So I am thinking to go in with the color Shameless. This color here. And of course spraying the brush before I do so. Shameless is like performing like more of a topper, but I really want to pack it on to get the look that I want. And I will be switching back to my Jaclyn Hill X Morphe brush, packer brush, and packing a little more of Irresistible in between Shameless. Now you guys tell me, how do you guys usually celebrate Diwali? Do you look forward to visiting friends and family, or are you the one that everybody usually wants to come by? Tell me down in the comments below. And I'll be grabbing my Morphe JS brush again and dipping into the color Hypnotic. And bringing it gently into the upper crease to blend. Just giving a gentle wash of color. And to make sure that everything up there is super duper blended together, I'll be grabbing a tiny blender brush and just going over everything. Now I know the one particular color that everyone was excited about, including me, is the color Slippery. This is a new formula that Huda has introduced here down in the bottom, and it includes pearls. Now she did mention when she was launching it that the pearl amount would be very different per palette, but it wouldn't affect the color. Dipping in with my finger. Oh my god, y'all, it feels like jelly. And just pressing it over the center of the lid, and I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready. Damn. Do you guys see the difference between this side and the other side? I mean, I'm really living for it, and I'm barely pressing. It really gives a nice wet kind of pop that's very different. And it also doesn't feel greasy or slippery or anything, and it doesn't feel like it'll affect the wearing of the palette. So let's see how it goes for the rest of the evening. One of the formulas that Huda also did in this palette was marbled formulas, like marbled mattes, I believe she referred to them as. I'll be dipping into the color here, Flower Power. It seems to be like a marbled sort of yellow and gold. and bringing it right under the brow bone just to give it a little highlight. Oh yeah, I love it. Next, I'll be grabbing Huda's Life Liner. You all know this is my favorite liquid liner right now. Well, one of my favorites. I find that it performs amazingly. The only thing, like I said in a previous video, I don't really care for the brush it comes with, but I live for the formula. First, I'll be going in with the pull side and just giving myself a little tight line. Not have any of my natural skin tone showing underneath in between the lashes, and dipping into the liquid side now. I'll be taking my brush of preference, which is the Madame Mirage eyeliner brush. It's my favorite. And I'll be doing a thin sharp wing. Guys, notice I'm keeping the black liner very close to my lash line. Another thing I got in my recent little Huda mini haul to try out is her latest highlight, which is the Huda Nymph in the color Flora. It's an all-over highlighting powder that you can use on your body and on your face. And I have to say, the pan, you guys, is huge. Huge. I haven't tried it as yet. One of my friends tried it before and she said she loves it. She brought this out a little while back, like maybe a couple months ago, and I'm now getting my hands on it and it's amazing. Oh my god, look at the size of this pan. You will have this for a long time. It has 1.05 ounces of product contained in it. And of course there's a huge mirror to the top there, that's why I blocked it so I wouldn't blind you. Grabbing my favorite inner corner brush, I will be dipping into it. I don't even want to ruin it. Wow. And bringing it into the inner corner. And that's it without wetting the brush. Let's try it with a wet brush. Dipping back into the product. Waving it around for 10 seconds and wow. That is gorgeous. You see that? And doing the same thing on the other eye, creating a little eye jewel. Now I put more than I usually would have in my inner corner because I want to extend my inner corner with the Life Liner liquid eyeliner. Not dramatically so, but just a little bit. And I still want you to be able to see the highlight around it. I want to put a little extra pizzazz into this look today. Like I said, it's Diwali. It's one of my favorite religious holidays. I really live for the fact that it stands for light, conquering the darkness, good over evil, all of that. Very positive. And I want to put a little gold in the look. I wanted to use a gold liquid liner, which I don't have. So I figured I'll make a little concoction using the Inglot Duraline makeup mixing liquid with the KKW Ultra Beam pigments in the color yellow gold, as well as a little bit of the gold color from the Asita palette, the gold glitter. This I'll be dunking out some of the KKW pigment. Now you don't have to use the KKW pigment. An excellent dupe for this is the Sacha Pure Jewels. Those are amazing. They have a wide range of colors in it, and it's still very much one of my favorites, even with different pigments I have in my collection now. It's definitely a go back to for me. I actually have to get a new one because the first one I had finished after a very, very long time. So dipping into that, I'll also be taking my spatula and just removing a little bit of the gold from the Asita palette. Oh, Anna, please don't kill me when you see this. And bringing it onto the palette as well. This is what it looks like so far. And taking just a drop of the Inglot Duraline. And using the spatula to mix it all together. I want it to be a little more liquidy, so I'll be putting in another drop. That was 2 drops actually, 2 more drops. And you guys see the amazing color that's forming here. I don't want it too liquidy, but I don't want it grainy either. I just want the perfect gold liner. And I'll be putting in 1 more drop just to make it a little more liquid. So that's 4 drops total. And there you have it, the perfect color and texture. Going back in with my Madame Mirage eyeliner brush, I'll be dipping into what's on the spatula and bringing it right above the black line. And that Duraline has it spreading very easily. Just to save time, I'll do the other eye off camera. Okay, so guys, while I was doing the liner, I did notice a little bit of creasing in my eyes, which tends to happen because I do have that creasy part at literally on my lid about right here. So because of that, I want to set it with a little more, so I'll be going in with more of the color Irresistible, just on that creasy part. So I won't say it's the formula's fault. I tend to see that happening with many different formulas just on that part of my eye. At least I noticed it before I walked out the door today. And I want to do a little more of a graphic liner, so I'll be going back in with the Life Liner and bringing it slightly into the crease as well. Very, very slightly. Leaving it as it is. I'll be grabbing one of my smudger brushes and smudging it out with a color from the palette. Taking my Madame Mirage smudger brush, I'll be going into the color Spicy. Yes, this is my way of using more colors for you guys to see how they perform. And smudging it along that graphic liner. I don't want it looking too harsh, but I wanted it a little more dramatic. And going back in with the color Arouse, mixed with Hypnotic on that edge just to buff it out a little bit. Then taking my tiny blender brush and going over that entire area. Now I'll leave the eyes alone for now, guys, because I want to get into skin, and then I'll go back to finish the bottom of my eyes. I'll be going in with, of course, Huda's new primer. It's a serum water jelly primer, as mentioned earlier. There's a little pump to the top, so it's skincare and primer in one. I'll start off with 2 pumps of it. It feels really serum-y and nice so far. Of course, I'll be taking a little bit down my neck with 1 more pump because I try to blend as much makeup as possible down my neck. Like I said, feels really fresh, really nice. My skin feels great. Just so you know, when you order from Huda, she also sends samples, and I got a sample of her Wishful enzyme scrub with the pineapple enzymes, and I will say I used it today, so did my husband, and made a huge difference. The skin on my nose especially is really smooth, and I experienced like removal of excessive dead skin that was there and actually was rolling off your face. Things that you didn't know were there, it brought off, and it wasn't a very rough scrub. I definitely will be purchasing a full size if you would like to purchase it as well. It's available locally at Gyal in LSD Plaza, and if you want to buy it online, of course, on Huda's website. Going into foundation now, of course, with Huda's stick foundation. I love the packaging. I love the fade from the black into the clear, where you can see the shade on top. It feels weighty, doesn't feel cheap, but I don't expect that from Huda. And because I know I have a friend, shout out to you, Cherise, who would want to come over and try this, I'm not going to put it directly on my face, but instead I'll be putting a bit of it on the back of my hand and then applying it with a brush to my face. And I have to say, so far it feels really, really creamy, really creamy. And this is not supposed to be as full coverage as her liquid foundation. It's supposed to be like, let's say your skin but better. And I am seeing a difference already. I think I got the perfect shade. It's almost like, what foundation? Who told you I was wearing foundation? I'm not wearing foundation. And those of you who have been watching me for a while, you all know that I always use a beauty blender to blend out my foundation most of the time, as it's my personal preference. However, when Huda used this, she used her brand new foundation brush that she also brought out. I didn't get any of the brushes with this launch as yet, so I'm just using one of my foundation brushes I've had from before. This is definitely your skin but better. It's giving coverage, but it's not heavy coverage. I know some people prefer something like that, but this is the thing, your skin but better can be done like this, where you do have coverage and it's not like a tinted moisturizer. And of course, taking it up into my hairline. For the smaller parts of my face, like around my nose, I'll be going in with one of my smaller cream brushes. And to bring it closer to the brows. Bringing it up my neck as well. Guys, this is me with just the foundation and that wonderful primer on. I mean, I am really feeling myself. My skin looks amazing, but of course the test will be the long wear. So it is long wear and it's transfer resistant. So what I want to see as well, just like all of you out there I'm sure, is how will it wear when I put on a mask. For today's concealer, I am going to be using, of course, my favorite right now, which is the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. And just in the interest of time, I will be speeding up the rest of my makeup application. And when we get back to the eyes and to Huda's products, I'll slow down a little bit there for you. Today for contour, I'll be using the Sacha Cosmetics Concealer in the shade Cover Me Deep. It's vibing a more glowy, creamy feel today. Grabbing my Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff, I'll be going in with my Natasha Denona setting powder and setting the rest of my face, as my under eyes have already been set. And grabbing one of my powder puffs to set my neck. Because I want to go for a really dramatic look today without looking, overdone, I will also be going in with a powder bronzer just under the cheekbones. I'll be going in with the color Caramel Cutie. And now now to bake the face. I'll be using a combination of Natasha Denona, and under my eyes I'll be using Sacha Buttercup Light. Who's baking the brows, which Huda does all the time. So for the under eye and nose area, I do a combination of the darker powder, which in this case is the Natasha Denona, and a little bit of the Sacha Buttercup. And grabbing an under eye powder brush, I'll just be baking the under eye as well to catch any potential fallout. Although I have to say, so far from the Naughty Nudes, there has been pretty much no fallout. Going in with the pencil liner in my waterline. Now for the bottom lash line, I will be grabbing this flat brush and dipping into the color. I'm thinking underneath the lash line to go with Naughty. This color here is the first color. And just pressing it along the lower lash line. There has been a particular color I'm really curious about, the color Passion. I will be cleaning up this brush with my brush cleaner and giving it a spritz and dipping into the color Passion here, which is one of the marbled colors. I'm bringing it just to the inner corner. That is a really pretty sort of iridescent mahogany type of purpley color. There's some flecks of blue in it as well. And just to clean up the lower lash line and soften it a bit, I will be going in with the color Rough. And running it along underneath the eye. Now because I want the inner corner to be a bit sharper, I'll be taking a tiny bit of concealer just to clean it up a bit. I'm taking my tiny brush, the one that I use for my brow bone, and just dipping into some setting powder just to set it so it doesn't smudge. Taking my Power Pocket Puff, I'll be pressing the excess powder into my skin because, like I said, I really want to give it the same chance that I would to last, and you all know I love to bake, to give it fair judgment like any other foundation. And of course, using my Morphe nose blender to blend the nose. Before I continue the rest of my face, of course, by bringing some powder down the bridge of my nose to brighten it a little bit, I'll be grabbing my Jaclyn Hill J02 brush and going into my Colourpop No Filter Sheer Pressed powder in the color Medium 19. And just pressing it onto the under eye. And for blush today, because my eyes are so heavy and the main focus, because you know we all wear masks now, I will be going in with the KKW blush in Luxe. It's been my favorite recently. So it's just the perfect light pink to complement the eye look. I'm going in with a spritz of setting spray at this time. And grabbing my beauty blender, finally it sees some action, just suppressing any little spit up from the spray. And today for highlighter, of course, Huda Nymph in the color Flora. And grabbing my favorite highlighter brush, the J03. From Jaclyn Hill. Bring it into the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, and of course the tip of the nose. And I'm going in with another spray of setting spray. And brushing through the brows with the Anastasia brow gel. Now prepping the lashes. For mascara, I also got a sample of Huda's mascara, so I'll be trying that today. I've never tried it before. Hers offers a bottom lash mascara and a top lash mascara. And this is what the inside of the sample looks like. I have to say Huda has some of the most generous samples I've seen from a brand. So the top lash, of course, will be the one on top. And this is what it looks like when it comes out of the little cardboard part. It's very, very black, which I'm not mad at. And I do quite like the brush. It's really combing, lifting, and separating the lashes, which I love. So this is the type of look I like when I don't have on false lashes. And it's also very, very black, which means when I put on false lashes, you won't be able to tell the difference between my real lashes and the falsies. You guys can see how amazing my lashes look, the top lashes. Now on to the bottom lashes. And this wand is smaller. It has more of a lift and it's intended to be more precise for the bottom lashes. Holding this up just so you guys can see what the wand looks like. And my bottom lashes are right now looking super duper long, just like promised. So it does follow up with the claims. And these are definitely some legit lashes here. So thank you for the samples, Huda. They are amazing. So I may just have to buy, depending again on how it wears, a full size in this. And today for lashes, I'll be sticking with my full Huda theme today, I'll be using Huda's glue, and I'll be applying the Baddie lashes in the style Sugar Baby, which has been a favorite of mine recently. Just to save time, I'll slap them on quickly off camera, and I'll be back to finish the look. Today for lip liner, I'll be using the Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the color Buff. Lipstick, I'll be going in with Pat McGrath Nude Venus. This is the Lip Fetish Divine, the Vanilla Lip Shine. Okay, so guys, I'm going to get dressed quickly so we can head out, and I'll be back with the final look, and I'll be doing check-ins. So guys, this is the final look. What do you think? I am wearing a beautiful lehenga. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling myself. I honestly love dressing in ethnic wear. We're about to head out and head to friends, and I'll be vlogging and doing little check-ins during the evening. Let's go. Okay, so we're checking in. This is me post curry, so the lips are gone, obviously. But I've had this on for 4 hours, and they're including a mask, and there's no removal at the chin and the nose, which is what usually happens to me. Gyal is still eating. Oh yeah, it's pretty good food. So I'll check in a bit, guys. Hi guys, so I'm checking in. We're 10 hours in. I've done no blotting, no touch-ups. I no longer have lipstick on because we've been eating all evening, all the lovely food and sweets and everything. And so far it's been wearing amazingly. I'm going to put a mask back on because, you know, I need one to drive home. And I will check in when I get home. Hi guys, so I'm home and I'm checking in. I just want to show what the mask I had on today looks like. So as you can see, yes, there is some transfer of the foundation onto the mask, but even though there is some transfer, the foundation itself is still wearing beautifully. I don't have patches or holes in my foundation. I don't have any parts of the foundation missing on my face. I don't have anything like that. So I will check back in with you in a couple of hours. I'll let you know what time it is when I do my next check-in. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey guys, I'm just doing my final check-in. I have been wearing this for the full 10 hours and a little bit more, about a half an hour more, and I can see the natural oils of my skin showing. So tonight, while I was out with friends celebrating Divali, I asked what they thought of the foundation, and the general consensus was that it is skin-like. So it does have the skin-like qualities that it says in the claims, and it has worn great for the 10 hours. I will say an advantage of that stick cream foundation is that if you're someone who is often pressed for time and you need something to just give you a little coverage that can be done quickly, that's definitely a great option. The other thing is that I have to say I really love the eyeshadow palette. The Naughty Nudes palette is definitely worth getting if it's something that you would like. As for the primer wore great with the foundation. I definitely will try it out with other foundations to see how it wears, but I have to say Huda really did well with these recent launches, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye guys, see you soon.